Whew. What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So I know we've been doing a lot of work. But I said this now. We've been doing some work on the truck, and there's still a whole lot more that has to come. Because I want to get that thing back pristine. You know, I'll be working on the Ghost, but man, hey, I need to get my truck back to pimp status. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be looking real good. So I got a lot of stuff I need to do before I can do. I've been collecting certain parts and all of that stuff. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. Let me get back on track real quick. So today we will be doing some work in the engine bay, because as you can see, we have the hood up. So there's kind of a few things that I want to get done in here. And it's going to be a series of things that I have to get done in here. Now, my plan was not to be doing what I'm doing today, but because of how things have been kind of happening here lately, between work, like out of nowhere, I had to go to work and work dang near overnight Friday night. So, you know, that was my time to kind of prep up and get ready. And then to be tired as hell the next day and trying to record, man, nah, man, I can't do y'all like that, man. I'll be trying to give y'all the best version of me I can give you guys. But anyway, I was able to order a few things. I got a few things on order, and I kind of want to make some changes to the engine bay. And so today, now, as you guys remember, we did do some work on, well, we tried to revisit the whole wrapping situation, and upon doing that, and I kind of messed this up, I should have cut this out around the screw so that when I tighten it down, it doesn't make it look like that. So I will be revisiting doing this again. And right now, I think all the bubbles are gone. Look, I feel like, because I don't even feel them things, dude. They're not even there no more. No, I'm lying. They there. But you can kind of barely see them just looking at this thing. You can barely see them things. But I did end up taking out the air filter in here, which I have over here. So hold on. So this is not the box it came in. This is just something that I kept it in, because while I was cleaning this thing out, I didn't have the time. I had to get back had to drive the car, because, you know, the truck. But this is the filter that came out of that thing. I kind of cleaned it up and I wrapped it. But hold on, let me just take it out here, dog, so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. All right. So here's the filter. I just wanted to keep it clean, but putting it in there, this thing is like, you see how it's getting hit by the scoop here. So what I'm about to do here real quick is I'm going to pull this out, and then I'm gonna show you guys what I put in there in this place to use for a while. I was a little conscious that maybe the fact that, matter of fact, let me just take it out of here and I'll show you guys what my concern was when I added this thing. All right, so let me pop out these little clips here. Pop those guys out of there. And then we'll pull them out. Now, it's this part of this air scoop was hitting that thing, and it was bending up the fins on there, which it's not a big deal, but I kind of didn't like that. So we're gonna take this out of here now. Reason why okay, so again, like I told you, I'm gonna have to do better with this. I'm gonna have to cut that out to where whenever I tighten this thing down, it doesn't get caught on that and twist it all up and everything. But let's take this off of here real quick and show y'all what I put in here in this place. And if you see this thing, you see how big this thing is. But I used this temporarily. I thought it was gonna give me problems because, you know, changing because that's this other filter. In comparison, this thing is has much more surface area to suck in air. So I was thinking with this thing having so much surface area to suck in air, and this one that I put in here, this K&M, this is one that I used on my K-swap Honda Civic that I had, because of where the tight area that it was in. I put this in there, and this made it fit inside the bumper, a little outside the fender well, where I wanted it to get that cold air. Well, this it still sucks in it still sucks in enough air, and I thought it was gonna start giving me like error codes or something like that, because it's not sucking in the same amount of air as that was. But I noticed that this kind of gives me it almost made the car peppy, because it regulated the air a little bit more to where the air that did come in, it came in faster, if that makes sense. I could be talking out my rear end right now and not know what I'm talking about, but I definitely felt the difference. But I didn't want to keep using this. So let me tell you, so basically I'm going to tell you what sparked today's video and me wanting to try something out here. Because I know, I've been just talking. I ain't even told you guys. Well, you seen the thumbnail, so you know what we're doing. But what sparked this is I started thinking about velocity stacks. So I was wondering, I said, man, if I can get a velocity stack that would fit inside of this air box, I think that'll be freaking sweet. And then it'll be, instead of the air coming in chaotically, it coming in a straight stream, I feel like it'll give me a little bit more performance. I don't know. But I'm curious. So hopefully curiosity does not kill the cat, because I went and I got on the search for a velocity stack that would fit my current setup. So I had to take some measurements and all of that stuff. All right, so this one, it's as far as for how thick and how round it is 6 inches. From here to here, from there to there. This is a 3-inch opening, which is what I need. But this right here, this length right here, from there to there is from here to here is like 6 inches. And this makes it dang near 7. So I found this, I found those measurements. Now, of course, this is a velocity stack, so it's open for the velocity stack, which is right here. And this is supposed to be helping to channel your air in there and make it, smoother, and it give it a little bit more speed as it gets, sucked into the intake. And this right here, this is about 5 inches in height. And this is still I think this is a little bit more than 6. It says it's 6 inches right here from this side to that side, but I think it'll be fine. No. That's dang near 6 inches right there. So I think it's a little bit thicker than that, but I think this will fit in there better. Plus, it's going to give me a little bit more surface area to get more air in. So I think it'll be fine. But I found this on eBay, and I was hoping this was going to work. And now the reason why this is not the install I wanted to do, but because I got a limited amount of time before, if this thing doesn't work out, I want to be able to send it back with no issues. So we're going to install this. And while we're installing this, I was able to I ordered a bigger roll of that wrap, because I got some more of it. And I want to wrap this here air scoop just to see if I can kind of try something a little bit different to see if I can get a better outcome. But I want to wrap this. And then once I wrap that, put this in here. But we're going to put that in there. And then we're going to go for a little test drive and see what we can come up with. Well, let's see, just a quick little test drive to see if I notice anything initially right off the jump. Let's go ahead and knock this thing out. Let's see if we can get it into the car and see if it fits. All right, so let's get in here and... But there it is, man. Give you a little bit of perspective on it. So there's this one and here's this one. So you see how much smaller that is. So you can see why I was a little concerned about how much air this one was getting in comparison to this one. Okay, so the first thing we need to put on here is this guy. So we're gonna put this in here. Make sure it's on there, make sure it's on there flush. And then we'll tighten this guy on. All right, that's on there and not going anywhere. Then let's put this guy on. Here we go, the moment of truth here. It looks like it is going to fit inside of here, right? Oh Lordy, it's a tight squeeze. Man, this is quite the tight squeeze. It seems like it's something that's keeping it from going on, and it is pretty thick. And I think it's this. Okay, so let's bend this out a little bit. Now, another thing that I'm concerned about is where it's gonna hit whenever I put this on there. So put the actual air scoop in there. Let's see if it'll be hitting this thing heavily or not. So let's work this guy in there. So from what I can see right here, it is kind of hitting, so I'm gonna have to make some adjustments here. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick. All right, first off, let me show you guys this real quick before I get to moving and shucking and jiving. All right, so here we go, look. So putting this guy in there, it goes in right there. And as you can see, it is hitting right on this. This is a little bit too wide, but it needs to go in just a little bit more in order for this thing to line, in order for these screws to line up, because they just barely kind of trying to line up there. But it just needs to move over a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew this. Once I unscrew this nut here, I'm probably gonna get another tool, see if I can bend this, because this can be bent, because I got plenty of room on this side. So if I push it over there, it'll give me more room on this side. I should have the room that I need. So let me get to working on that. All right, well shoot, that didn't take much. So basically, all I did was loosen this up, and I used my tool here to grab this here, this little shaft right here that's holding on to this little piece of metal, and I bent it, and I pretty much twisted it. I twisted it like that to get it to bend, to push it away, which now it fits in there perfectly, and it barely touches. Plus the holes right here line up exactly the way they need to. Those holes line up. Let me take this out of here again, and you can see before it was touching right here, and now I can like get my pinky in there. There's plenty of room right there now. So now it's not touching. So now all I got to do, tighten this bad boy on there, and this will be a done deal, and then I can test this thing out. And there we go. Everything is good to go. Now, I know what y'all thinking. Y'all like, MoJo, why? Why? Well, I have to say that I really do like K&N air filters. For one, the material that they use when they make these things, it seems like you know, when Mishimoto was making this, some corners had to be cut somewhere, and usually the air metal, I know you can probably say, you know, an air filter is an air filter. It's not necessarily true. I know when I do clean that thing out, it's fine. I'm not saying that it's bad or anything like that. I ain't bashing or nothing. It's just, I like K&N air filters. I've always used K&N air filters in my cars in the past, and I prefer them just because, I mean, this is what they do, air filters. So, of course, they flow much better. The build quality on them a lot better, and it's just, I mean, I don't know. I just like them. I favor them. Oh well. But matter of fact, let me show you guys the difference between these two. And in comparison, I'm gonna put them like right next to each other right there. You can see way more surface area. So we're good to go there, and it's looking good in there. Plus, you know, K&N got their own cleaning kit, you know, to clean off the air filters, and then the oil to charge it with. Love them. So now we got that part of the install done. So now let's move on to the next thing, which is going to be seeing if we can wrap this thing right here. So I'm gonna see if I'm gonna give this another shot and see if I can get a better result out of this thing. Because I think I know what I did wrong the last time. My technique was a bit off. So I'm gonna try this again. So I'm gonna time lapse through putting this thing on there, and then I'll talk you guys through exactly what I did this time in comparison to the last time. So look at this, dude, and look, no bubbles. I took my time with it and it came out really, really good. There's like 0 bubbles, everything folded across like it should, man. This is looking really, really good. And it's subtle, but it's there. When you open the hood, you see it. But let me tell you why I went wrong, because I'm gonna wind up redoing that air box. But I gotta order some more material. So what I did is I heated up the material first and stretched it before I even put it on there last time. And I stretched it when really I should have just smoothly ran it over it, you know, just as is, put it over there. And when I got to the edges, you heat up the edges and then you stretch the edges around that. That helps it close and tighten up around there better to where it'll it'll stay in place. Once I had the whole thing done up, I heated it up after the fact, and then I just gave it a smooth little rundown so that it'll adhere itself to the to the thing that I'm wrapping, this being the air duct, and it just stayed on there, and it pretty much gives it a good grip on there. So now when the engine bay heat gets up, it's gonna make this have a tighter grip around it because I stretched this edge. So whenever it heats up, it's gonna tighten it up. So I think that's why I went wrong last time. So I feel I'm feeling a tad bit more confident that I can tackle this thing. So I might do this at some point. Let me let what I just did today marinate so that I can, you know, commit it to memory and all of that, and then I'll attack that, and then we'll be good to go. But all right, y'all, so now that I got that done, I'm gonna put all of this, I'm gonna put the ducting back in the car, put the cover back onto that guy, put the ducting back into its place. All right, y'all, so before we get this thing going, this is a quick look at what it looks like in the engine bay, all the way hooked up and then connected to that. It's like, man, now everything's thrown off in the engine bay now. So now I gotta do a little bit more. Look at how good that came out right there, dude. That looks good. That came out pretty tight. And just looking at it from this distance, it just looks like it's a carbon fiber like wrap. It looks like a little like it's carbon fiber, but it's not. It's wrap. But that's what we got, man. All right, y'all, here we go. So pulled it out, let it warm up a little bit. Now I don't hear nothing crazy. Started up as normal. So what can I say? I can't really say too much, but my initial thoughts on it is that it feels nice. Oh, okay. That was a nice little kick in the butt right there. So yeah. So like I told you guys, I'm gonna drive on it for a while and see if I can kind of pick it apart a little bit, see if I can come up with a few more details on what I'm actually feeling here. Because the power when it comes on, it feels much more linear, but it's like, I don't know how to describe it. I'll figure it out whenever I do. Y'all are gonna know about it. But like I said, this is just something that I want to try. I was curious about it, and at the end of the day, I do like K&N filters. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys on that one, man. Make sure that you do like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. You can also get notified whenever I put out a video. And until that next video, fam, peace.